Hey everybody, Rich down here in the bunker with Prep U. Um, this video we're calling Great Barter Items. I did a video recently and I can't remember exactly which one it was, and I kind of offhandedly mentioning barter items, great barter items to barter with and stuff to have and stuff like that. And I got several comments back going, Rich, come on, really? Bartering, that's like in the movies, and I get it. I understand where you're coming from. That in the movies, where there's a great catastrophe or whatever, and people are just have a few items and they need this and they need this, need that. Great movie is The Book of Eli. Love that movie. I like Denzel Washington, so go figure. So I started thinking about bartering. So I, kind of perused the internet and YouTube and, Getter and, all these other places. And bartering is really not just for movies, if you think about it. I mean, we do bartering almost every day. I mean, I kind of wrote down a few things. I mean, like at the range just recently, you can't shoot 62 grain 223 or 556. I carry 55 grain. I want the 62 grain. Well, if the guys want to shoot their ARs, I say, hey, I'll trade you box for box. If you want to, I'll take your 62 grain. You can shoot. I'll give you my 55 and you can shoot it. And for a while when we didn't even have 9mm, you couldn't buy it at all, and people would come in and want to shoot and they didn't have any. Guess who carried 9mm with them? Yeah, I had tons of 9mm. I didn't care. Certain people, not everybody, but friends, acquaintances. There, I would say, well, I got extra box. What do you got? We'd barter back and forth. But even with my neighbors, I barter. For some reason, we can grow the best tomatoes on the block. Nobody else can grow them. I don't know what's in the soil. I have no idea. But I don't have a lot of room because I got a deck and a patio. So I grow tomatoes and I do pumpkins for the grandkids, and it's kind of fun to have that. Well, my neighbors, they grow cucumbers and they grow zucchini and onions and stuff like that. We barter back and forth. I get some of their cucumbers. They get some of my tomatoes. So it works out real good because I really get too many tomatoes. Don't tell them that. I don't know what I do with the tomatoes anyhow. You go to a swap meet. Do you barter at the swap meet? Sure you do. If you see something there that's 35 bucks, you're not going to pay 35 bucks for it, are you? Pay 27.40 or 23.20, You barter down. They like bartering. Guys at swap meets love to barter. Or if you've got something, that they might want, maybe you picked it up someplace else. Where else I barter? Gun shows. I always take something with me. I've taken holsters, I've taken firearms and stuff, and that I don't want, and if I find something there, I say, hey, what can you do for me? What do you want to trade for? Let's do it. Bartering is a great skill to have. Matter of fact, if you think about it, in most of the countries outside the United States, bartering is king, and if you just give them the money that they're asking for, they're going, cha-ching, what a stupid American. Bartering is, if you know where to barter, how to barter, and what to barter for, it actually works out really well. So it's a great skill to have, absolutely no doubt about it, and you kind of barter with your kids, although that's negotiations, but it's still bartering. You do, clean up your room, get the week-old food out of your room, and we'll go to go play video games, or you get the great newest Nerf gun or whatever, depending on your kid's age. But beyond that, and I know what the comments were, hey, that's only for movies. But a lot of movies are based on facts. What could happen, what has happened in the past, can happen in the future. And not only do the movies talk about it, not only does history talk about it, but scientists talk about it. I mean, this planet's been hit by asteroids and meteorites many, many times. There's evidences of it all over. Now, some of them have been pretty small. Some have been like life altering on this planet. Ask the dinosaurs if you can find one. You know, so that could happen. Major earthquakes around the world. World at war could happen. Electromagnetic pulse from the sun could knock out all the electricity. You know, you as preppers, we all have to be prepared for everything, because if we're not prepared for the littlest thing all the way up to the biggest thing, we're not prepared. So bartering really is something that you need to learn to do, because we never ever say never. So let's get into it. Let's get into some of these great items that, you know, I think are great for bartering, that internet and YouTube and other people think are great for bartering. But I want you to think of bartering not as a stagnant picture in time. I want you to think of bartering as being timeless. In the beginning of an event, what you can barter for may not be what you can barter for a month, 2 months, a year down the road. You may start to need stuff a year down the road. Other people have. But everybody has something in the beginning. So what's great in the beginning may not be great a year or, 2 years down the road or whatever, however long it takes to get things back up and running. It also depends on where you are, time of the year, what is needed. And only you know what you need. Only you know where you live, what you have to have. Only you know what you have to stockpile for your family and your needs. I can't tell you what you need. This is just to get your brain going, all right? So let's take a look at this list. And this list is no particular order, okay? None, zero, no particular order, all right? But I always this is a great one to start with because it comes up on everybody's list. Tobacco and alcohol. Why tobacco and alcohol? Because anybody that smokes or drinks is, if not totally addicted to it, partially addicted to it. Think of yourself if you're a smoker. You smoked your last pack, and what are you going to do, in a day, 2, 3 days? You might be able to quit smoking if you can't get any, obviously. Quit drinking if you can't get any. But if you can get some, if somebody's got something and you're willing to give up something, and you have the cigarettes, and you want to barter for something, cigarettes and alcohol are a great thing. And when I talk about alcohol, I'm talking about, the little airplane bottles. When I was in high school back in the 70s, I had a really good friend that I worked with, and his dad lived in Newfoundland. They didn't sell cigarettes by the pack. They sold them by the cigarette because they were so expensive, and that's exactly what you do if you barter. You're not going to give away the whole pack. You're not going to show a whole carton or a whole pack. You're going to show a couple cigarettes and go, okay, what do you got? Salt, sugar, ammo? You never know. Coffee. Everybody loves coffee. Now, you're saying, Rich, the ground coffee, the bean coffee and stuff like that isn't going to be any good after a while. And you're right, it's not going to be any good. But you know what's going to be good? Freeze-dried coffee. All right? Having a bunch of freeze-dried coffee, especially if you're not a coffee drinker, is not a bad idea. Bug spray. Having bug spray is great. I mean, I've got tons of it laying around. And it still works out pretty well. It still works and everything, but you know what? Maybe I don't need so much. Maybe I can barter away for some bug spray. If if you've ever been camping or you've gone up to Canada in mayfly season or mosquito season, you know that it's extremely important to have bug spray. Salt and sugar. All right, we all store salt and sugar and beans and stuff like that in large containers, but it's also good to have small containers of it, and that goes back to a video we talked about condiments. You go to Taco Bell or you go to your favorite restaurant and they give you ketchup and mustard and hot sauce and salt and pepper and plastic silver and stuff like that. And what do you do with it? Well, in the video I kind of explained, don't get rid of it. Hold on to it. Write a date on it. Hold on to it. Those are great barter items because they're small and they're easy. You're not giving away the farm. And that's the thing I want to say right now. You are not giving away the farm. You are not giving a 5 pound thing of sugar. You are giving small little sugars. That's why also you need to keep for your bartering. You need to have small bottles, be them glass or pill bottles. Hold on to your pill bottles, or sandwich bags, and then you can make small little things together. You don't want the person you're bartering with to know how much you have. All right, if you show a little bit, maybe they'll, you can keep going, bartering for other things. You're not going to barter away, 10 pounds of rice. You're not going to do that. All right, other things for bartering: toilet paper, feminine hygiene products. Very important, especially if you're female. You're used to that. It's going to take a while to become unused to having all that stuff. We talked about the last video, ladies. Some of you use the reusable where you wash them. That's ideal. That's great to have. Another item is over the counter pain medication, stomach, and antibacterial. Okay. Out of all those, from the people that I've talked to and people that have commented on my over-the-counter medication video, it's only the antibacterial stuff that has a shelf life. The other stuff lasts for a very, very long time. It may not be as powerful, when you first get it within its best by date, and it does decrease over time, but it still works. All right, that's an item you can. Batteries. Don't give away the batteries you need, especially not the batteries for your optics on your AR or your pistol or whatever, but have those batteries for your optics, okay? Diapers. Diapers are very important, especially, obviously, you're going to eventually turn to cloth diapers. Everybody can use cloth diapers and stuff like that. But did you know that a water-soaked frozen diaper makes a really good ice pack? It really does, and it's reusable, kind of, I guess. Fuel and fuel stabilizers. Fuel has to be stabilized. It doesn't last forever with all the additives in it. It kind of breaks down. Except for my lawnmower. For some reason, I've been using the same gas in my lawnmower for like 5 years, and it fires over every year. Okay, I know I just jinxed my lawnmower. It won't start this year. But anyhow, fuel, and that could be gasoline, that could be diesel, that could be kerosene, it can be white gas, it can be propane. Great barter items. But think about if you want to get rid of it. Make sure you have enough other stuff. Fractional gold and silver. Not in the beginning. Nobody wants gold and silver in the beginning, because you can't drink, you can't eat, you can't smoke. Fractional gold and silver. But down the road when, communities have been kind of established and people have a large stockpile, one thing or another thing, then money is going to start to be important again. Not the dollar, not the yen, not the ruble, not the pound. It's going to be gold and silver are going to be king once again. That's when fractional gold and silver are going to become very important for you to have. Have it in your safe, with your firearms and stuff. Don't put it in the, safe deposit box at the bank because you won't be able to get it. Nice items like soap and toothpaste and deodorant. Yep, all those people are going to want because right now people are used to that kind of stuff. Down the road, it's going to be a luxury, okay? Let's face it. At the end of the day, when I floss and brush my teeth, that is a really great feeling to have nice, clean teeth. Have taken a shower with the soap and deodorant and stuff like that. It's going to be a very sought after luxury item down the road. All right. And I kind of saved this one for last because these three are really controversial when we're talking about bartering. And that is ammo, food, and water. I know what you're saying, Rich. I am never getting rid of my ammo to just anybody. Well, that's right. You should not give it to just anybody, especially people you have no clue who they are. Maybe a neighbor, maybe a family member, maybe a friend. Make sure they're really good friends. Um, but ammo, if you just happen to have ammo, like I pick up ammo at the range. I've got 380. I don't have a 380. I have 40. I don't have a 40. I have a 16 gauge. I have a 12 gauge. I don't have 16 and 10, but I've got all that stuff. I've kept all that stuff. Just to trade, to barter, or whatever down the road. Being prepared. I hope I never have to. All right. I hope I never have to call the fire department either to come to my house. Food. Do you really want to barter food? Well, maybe I would gladly barter teriyaki chicken because it sucks. I hate teriyaki chicken, and I don't care if it's in a restaurant or freeze-dried. I hate it. If that's what I had, I'd be bartering all day long to get anything. A can of Spam. I don't care. I like Spam, though, so yes, I would go for Spam. But so you have to think about what you have and what you can get rid of, what you can barter away. Water, depends on where you are. If you're in a desert, water's worth a fortune, down the road. So at the same point, do you want to get rid of it? These are all decisions you have to think about. But having all this stuff, a lot of this stuff like ammo, food, and water, you're going to have anyhow. You're going to have filtration kits so you can make your own water. Maybe you're making water from sludge and not donate it, but barter that stuff, But, what you can also do is you can make small kits to barter with. Small fishing kits, a line, hook, sinker, bobber. Put a little kit together, put it in a Ziploc bag. You can barter stuff like that away. Fire starter kits, you can put matches or a lighter, or you could put, some newspaper or kindling and stuff like that in a small little kit. Fire starter sets, you can barter that stuff away too. I mean, you can barter whatever your mind can come up with, as long as you have it, to people that need it. All right. We talked about, you barter in small amounts. You don't give away the farm unless you get the farm to give away. But you're going to need, like we said before, you're going to need, pill bottles or glass bottles, ball jars for canning, of beans and rice and stuff like that, or Ziploc bags. You could do all that kind of stuff. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Rich, I'm never going to do that. I am not going to barter away the stuff that I have for other stuff until you run out of something that you really need, or something that one of your loved ones really needs. If your loved one really needs something, and you'll kill to get it. Let's face it. I'm just not going to mince words on this. But if you can barter it and establish trade with other people down the road, it's very, very important. And like I said, you want to do in small quantities so that they know you got more, and you can trade for other stuff. So that's why I bring up bartering. That's why I bring up all these great items for bartering. And that's just a start. I mean, that's these are items that I thought about bartering, ideas I got off the internet, ideas I got from other YouTubers. But you have stuff in your house that you could probably barter away. You could barter away tools. Another thing on here that we didn't even talk about is books. Books are really important. Down the road, entertainment is going to be key, and books are going to give people entertainment. The silly little, romance novels, it gets their head away. When you get into a book, you leave the here and now gone. You leave that and you go into the book. You need that type of escape. Kids, if you have kids, they need books. How-to books. I have lots of how-to books. I have articles. I have, all kinds of stuff that I've printed. Don't expect the internet to be there forever. Don't expect the stuff that you save on your phone or on a disc or whatever to be there forever. You need hard copies, just like maps. You need hard copies. Maps, another thing that you could probably barter away. Although that's something I would never give away, are my maps, because I don't know where I'll end up at, or, you know, down the road. You just don't know. Do I hope we never have to barter? Yeah, other than my tomatoes and my cucumbers, hope that never happens again. I'll continue to barter 55 grain for 62 at the range just because I want 62 grain, but do I really hope we get to a point where we have to barter from, a solar flare or an EMP or war or, an impact on the earth? No, God, no. I have insurance. I hope I never have to use insurance. I was a fireman. People hope I never came to their door, either in the fire truck or the ambulance. But you got to be ready for all this. You got to be prepared, and bartering is just another piece of the puzzle. So I hope this helped you out. I hope you understand where I'm coming from, mind-wise, and all that. And I hope you take it, with a grain of salt. If you think, Rich, come on, cut it out. It's never going to happen. That's fine. You can still tell me that, and tell me if you like this video, or if you've got a great barter item. Let me know, let others know. Maybe we'll do a barter 2.0 kind of thing with suggestions from y'all. But please comment, please like if you like it. If you don't like it, let me know that you didn't like it. I want to say thank you to all the subscribers, all the new subscribers that have happened over the last couple of months. It's fantastic. And you subscribers that have been here from the beginning, since 2019. Really appreciate it. You're the reasons I have 270, this will be 278 videos out there of all different kind of things. From my dogs attacking the vacuum cleaner, to stockpiling, to the right stance, when you're shooting, how to teach a new shooter at the range, how to get your house ready for winter, what to do with the snow that's on your roof. We've got all different kinds of videos. They're all on different playlists. It's all because of you. I love doing it, but this is all because of you, which I really appreciate it. I'm still having a blast with this, having a great time. But time to end this video. I don't want to go too long, but like we always say, please be aware of your surroundings. Keep your head on a swivel at all times. I don't even care if you're in your backyard. Keep your head on a swivel, all right? Not only for humans, but for animals. We've got coyote. Other people have wolves, but we have lots of coyote in our area. Anyhow, also have at least 72 hours of food, water, medical, bug-out supplies, evacuation supplies ready at all times to go. Grab and go, and you're out of there. And 3 to 6 months of food, water, medications, both over-the-counter and prescription, in your home to shelter in place, because the chances are you're going to shelter in place more than bug out. And please, we always say this, we always tell you, prep like your life depends on it, because your life, your family's lives, and your pet lives depend on it. Thanks a lot. Take care.